Hey Sohail, good to see you again.
Hey Akash, how's your week going?
Good. Fall is coming, so but things are good. Things are good. Can't complain. Well, I thought what we might talk about today is Nike's been in the news. Obviously, one of the coolest brands out there, and going through some transition. They're a new CEO coming in. They have what the reports are saying is they're really trying to balance their channel strategy. They've really pushed hard into DTC, and I think what they're recognizing is that there's still a lot to be taken care of on the retail side. And so I wanted to ask what your thoughts were on this, and if you've worked on this stuff before.
Yeah, no, it's a great question. I was fascinated to see the struggles they've been having managing their channel strategy. And I think that fundamentally it comes down to a little bit of a reframing, right? I mean, it's not, channel strategy isn't about either or, it generally should be about and. And I've seen this happen with other brands as well, ones that I worked with, where um, there was a very strong desire to grow a direct to consumer channel. But they had existing relationships with retailers or with wholesalers or marketplaces. And what they found eventually was that it's good and appropriate to grow a direct channel, but there is a halo or overflow effect onto your other channels that can help lift the overall business. But that doesn't work if you're only solely focused on direct to consumer, and then that starts to fall apart in any way.
Right.
Then you don't actually have the halo benefit. So, that's my take. Curious about what your perspectives are.
Yeah, it's definitely similar, and I think that's a great example. We're working on this with a current client, and what I'm finding is that it's been really hard for this company to be successful in DTC. And they're at a point now where they have to diversify, and they need to move into B2B and other channels to grow sales. And we have to find out how DTC can be profitable because it's just gotten more and more difficult to be successful in this space, And I think that Google, Meta, the other platforms that we really rely on are getting more and more competitive. And I think that that's really important for companies to understand is how can you make it profitable, and how do you have the team there to kind of establish that.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I think the fact that digital has gotten more challenging in the last few years is very is something that my clients are struggling with as well. They've seen CPCs go up. They've seen less and less of consumers willing to share information. So it's become
Yeah.
harder to personalize experiences. It's become harder to really build deep relationships with folks and drive them thoughtfully down the conversion funnel. So to be able to, for example, counteract an increase in CPCs with an increase in conversion rate, you need agile skills that can move and can be good at many different aspects of the uh, digital strategy, and that's not something that always all clients are going to have. And finding expertise, whether it's fractional or it's consulting expertise or something else that can help come in and perhaps um, fill in gaps that you may have to keep you strong in digital is definitely one thing to consider.
Yeah, and I think it's getting harder and harder to find the right talent. And I've dealt with the transformation inside of companies to have a digital mindset at Fortune 50s, and to now the work I'm doing now, which is much smaller firms. And it's still there. It's still the transformation, the training, finding the right talent. It's still a big challenge, right? And I think that what we're seeing, I think, in the market is that some of the talent has been absorbed and is very successful, but it's hard to get them into other organizations and hard to find them. They're kind of booked up. So I think it's going to continue to be a challenge for companies to be very successful in the DTC space. As we advise, I think they got to do a couple of things. They got to have the right balance in their channel strategy. So don't forget about retail and other B2B channels if those are possible. Find the right talent and then focus, right? Focus on that transformation, but focus on those results as well. So thanks a lot, Sohail. Great conversation as always. I'll see you next week.
Talk soon.